Now, the only thing I will say, and I've even told Melo this, scoring 30 meant too much to Melo. It meant too much because he could have games where he had 20, 22, we win the game and he's mad. He might have 36 and he's in there, you know, we lose the game and he's in there picking everybody up. Scoring 30 meant too much.
I want to know, best player in the NBA right now, Kobe or LeBron? You want to give Chris the first up?
Yeah.
All right, Chris, it's all yours.
Right now, it's LeBron James. Let me say this. If they were both retired today, Kobe would go down as the greatest player. He's a top 10 player all time. He's tremendous, and this is no slight on him. But right now, LeBron James is the better player. Almost gave it to Kobe because of his killer instinct.
Chris, I'm going to give you bigger, stronger, faster. I am not going to give you better because I got 4 rings to your no rings.
It's crazy how Chris Broussard was just way ahead of his time. Despite all the LeBron slander, he didn't have any titles. His legacy was nowhere near as big as it is right now. Chris just always knew that potential. About a decade ago, Kobe for the most part was universally known as the best player on the planet. Kobe was finally gaining his love back around the league after being the villain for a while for that Shaq divorce, and now all that hate was starting to be passed on to LeBron, led by his #1 fan. About 2 years ago, I made a video called The NBA 10 Years Ago. It was a video inspired by a dope ass NFL YouTuber named KTO. I always liked the idea, so I thought, why not do that for the NBA? But this time, as we're approaching the 2020s, I wanted to flash back to the start of the 2010s, which happens to be an extremely pivotal era in NBA history. If you guys follow me on IG, as you should, you would have seen that I posted a preview of this video. But before we get into this absolute banger, I have to hit y'all with that Swishout disclaimer. Bars. If you are new to this channel, you are new to an absolute experience. You are going to love this channel if you love basketball. All my OGs, y'all already know what it is, man. Run up them likes, turn on post notifications, do all that great stuff. And without further ado, let's get into the video.
In every national publication, Blake Griffin was the National Player of the Year. Don't you know that everyone in the Clippers draft room knows that he scored about 23 points an average and NCAA best 14 rebounds a game? The Clippers are about to make their pick.
With the first pick in the 2009 NBA draft, the Los Angeles Clippers select Blake Griffin.
As we all should know, this draft consisted of 2 of the most iconic players in NBA history. Yeah, Blake Griffin was #1, but the players I'm talking about is Stephen Curry and James Harden. Stephen Curry would be joining a franchise that was pretty much a laughingstock for the previous decade before he joined, and there's been rumors that Steph's camp didn't even want Steph to join the Warriors because of it. But looking back on it 10 years later, with 3 championships and 5 appearances, it obviously worked out. Meanwhile, James Harden would be joining a team that you would think would have had the success of the Warriors. With all that talent, they should have been the one that won 3 championships and had 5 appearances. They drafted 3 MVPs consecutively. They should have won more than Golden State, but we all know what happened. Anyways, this 2019 summer, we just experienced the craziest free agency in NBA history. But looking back on it 10 years ago, these were the top 3 free agents, and they all re-signed with their original teams. So that shows you the evolution of free agency. Going into that 09 season, Drake released one of the greatest basketball collabs of all time called Forever. This song had 4 of the greatest rappers of all time on it, and it was pretty much the story of LeBron's childhood. The video, it showed LeBron's classic high school moments and ultimately his motivation to get to the NBA and become the greatest basketball player ever.
And his shot has been off in this 4th quarter.
NBA 2K, the game we all love to hate. We talk so much stuff about it, but we buy it every single season. NBA 2K10 was the first official 2K that completely dusted live and ended NBA Live forever. I mean, it had way better ratings, way more sales, way better graphics, and it was the introduction of the NBA My Player mode, which took 2K to a whole new level. My career was a little annoying back then because they used to have that little dude that critiqued you after every single game. If you're a little older, you know what I'm talking about. He critiqued you after every game. That was annoying, but it still took 2K to another level. After that, 2K released 2K11, the best 2K ever, that brought Jordan back and brought back all these Jordan shoes and all these iconic crazy modes, while NBA Live released NBA Elite, which was a complete joke. So 2K10 was the first 2K that officially took over the entire NBA. The #1 pick, Blake Griffin, he would start his career exactly how you would think he would. The day before the season started, it was confirmed that he had a stress fracture in his knee and would miss his entire rookie season. Anyways, this season was very exciting. Kobe would hit this iconic shot over Wade, Carmelo would open the season off with this dunk, D-Wade would have one of his greatest dunks ever, and talent was pretty much sprinkled all around the league. The top seeds in both the East and the West was once again the Lakers and the Cavaliers, making yet another storyline of a possible LeBron versus Kobe NBA Finals, something that we all wanted so bad. Kevin Durant will become the youngest scoring champion in NBA history, averaging 30 points at just 21 years old. That would be like if Brandon Ingram led the league last year with 30. That's crazy. Brandon Jennings, as just a 19-year-old rookie that didn't even go to college, he would score 55 points on Stephen Curry and the Warriors in just his 7th game. I truly believe he could have been way better than he ultimately was. Tyreke Evans, y'all remember that name? He'd actually go on to average 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists and win Rookie of the Year, making himself the 4th rookie ever to average 25 and 5 in just a rookie season. So he made history. Fun fact, after that, he never averaged 20 points ever again. So his career kind of went downhill after that. And oh yeah, James Harden, he was a rookie too back then. He would go on to average around 10 points and not start a single game. So we see how far he's come. LeBron will go on to lead that Cleveland team to a 60-plus win season again, winning his 2nd consecutive MVP trophy, leading that trash team, so he deserved it. And that pretty much wraps up the regular season. Going into the playoffs, of course we had our favorites, like who we thought was going to win, but it was still a lot of uncertainty. In the first round, the Lakers, they just pretty much outschooled that young, premature OKC team. But that'd be the last time we'd see that OKC team out that early. From there on, they made the rapid climb to the top of the West, and they became the OKC that we know. Boston, they took care of Miami relatively easily, but that'd be the last time that ever happened again. And for LeBron, he had his little back and forth with Joakim Noah and the Bulls, but even back then without that Miami super team, Chicago, they just couldn't handle LeBron, so he just had his way. Then, in the next round for Cleveland, after being up 2-1 against Boston, they lose 3 straight to a team that just had LeBron's number. I love LeBron, but in Game 5 versus Boston, he embarrassed himself. He had only 15 points, went 3 for 14 from the field, 0 for 4 from deep, and they lost by 32 points in Cleveland. Like, whoever won that game pretty much took command of the series because it was tied 2 games apiece and they were at home. But they lost and they basically handed it to Boston after that. In Game 6, LeBron had like 9 turnovers. People try to tag that as his quick game. And if you're over the age of 18, you probably remember the iconic moment of LeBron walking through the tunnel after that loss, taking off his jersey, and everybody wondering, did he just play his last game in Cleveland? But anyways, fast forwarding to the NBA Finals, the Celtics and the Lakers will resume their rivalry, battling in a 7-game classic NBA Finals series. And ironically enough, Ron Artest, or then Metta World Peace, the player that was just battling with Kobe and having like little scuffles with Kobe when he was with the Rockets the year prior, he will be the one that actually hit the Game 7 dagger to help Kobe get his 5th NBA championship. It's crazy how the NBA works sometimes. Kobe won his 5th NBA championship, 1 shy of Michael Jordan. Steph Curry was just a baby back then. OKC was quickly on the rise, and once again, LeBron came up just short. But then, that offseason, the world awaited for the Kings' decision, and as we all should know, LeBron did this and forever changed the NBA's free agency. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, and as always, stay tuned.
The answer to the question everybody wants to know. LeBron, what's your decision?
In this fall, man, this is very tough. In this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat.
Not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, I'm